Consider for a moment, who are these them that occupy your thoughts? Are they not merely actors in the grand play of your consciousness? Every person in your world is you pushed out, reflecting aspects of your own states of being. To truly focus on yourself is to take full responsibility for your reality. It's understanding that what you see in others is a reflection of what exists within you. As you change your inner world, your perception of the outer world transforms. Letting go is not about pushing away or denying. It's about shifting your focus from the external to the internal. It's recognizing that all power lies within you, not in the actions or opinions of others. Imagine your consciousness as a garden. Every thought, every feeling is a seed planted in this fertile soil. When you focus on others, their actions, their words, their perceived slights, you're planting seeds of dependency, of reactivity, of limitation. But when you focus on yourself, on your own growth, your own desires, your own divine nature, you plant seeds of empowerment, of creativity, of limitless potential. The act of letting go is not something you do once and it's done. It's a continuous choice, a moment-by-moment decision to return your focus to yourself, to your own state of being. As you practice this, you may find that situations and people that once triggered strong reactions in you begin to lose their power. This is not because they have changed, but because you have changed your relationship to them in your own consciousness. Remember, the outside world is dead. It has no power to affect you unless you give it life through your attention and belief. When you truly understand this, you'll see that there's nothing to let go of because there was never anything outside of you to hold on to in the first place. This understanding liberates you from the need for closure, for explanations, for apologies from others. You realize that true closure comes from within, from your decision to close the chapter in your own mind. As you focus on yourself, you may find old patterns and habits rising to the surface. Welcome these as opportunities for growth and transformation. Each trigger, each uncomfortable emotion is a signpost, guiding you to areas within yourself that are calling for your loving attention. This process of self-focus is not selfish. In fact, it's the most selfless thing you can do. For as you elevate your own consciousness, you automatically elevate the consciousness of the entire world. Remember, everyone in your world is you pushed out. As you transform, your world transforms with you. Letting go and focusing on yourself doesn't mean you stop interacting with others or caring about them. It means you interact from a place of wholeness, of self-containment, rather than from a place of need or dependency. Imagine yourself as a sun, radiating light and warmth. A sun doesn't need anything from the planets that orbit it. It simply shines, and in its shining gives life and light to everything around it. This is how you can be when you truly focus on yourself and let go of attachments to others. As you practice this, you may find that your relationships actually improve. Because you're no longer coming from a place of need or expectation, you're free to love unconditionally, to give without demanding anything in return. The state of being is your natural state. It's who you truly are beneath the layers of conditioning and false beliefs. As you focus on yourself, you're really focusing on uncovering this true self, this divine aspect of you that is one with the creative power of the universe. Remember, every time you find yourself fixated on others, the actions, their words, their approval or disapproval, gently bring your focus back to yourself. Ask yourself, what state am I occupying right now? Is this the state I want to be in? If not, what state would I prefer? This simple practice, done consistently, has the power to transform your entire life. Because as you change your state, you change your world. Letting go is not about forcing yourself to forget or to stop caring. It's about shifting your point of power from the external to the internal. It's recognizing that all the love, all the approval, all the security you've been seeking from others has always been within you. As you focus on yourself, you may find that desires you once thought were crucial begin to fall away. This is natural. As you align more fully with your true self, your desires naturally come into harmony with your highest good. This process of letting go and focusing on yourself is really a process of remembering who you truly are. So return to your natural state of being a state of wholeness, of creative power, of divine love. And in this state, you no longer need to control or manipulate others or external circumstances. You simply are, and in your being, you naturally create a world that reflects your inner state of wholeness and abundance. As you continue this practice, you may find that synchronicities and coincidences begin to occur more frequently in your life. This is because as you focus on yourself and let go of attachments, you align more fully with the creative flow of the universe. Remember, the universe is not outside of you. It flows through you. It expresses itself as you. As you focus on yourself, you're really focusing on the universe expressing itself through you in its unique and perfect way. This understanding eliminates any need for comparison or competition. Each person is a unique expression of the divine, playing their perfect part in the cosmic dance. As you focus on yourself, you allow others the freedom to be themselves, without your judgments or expectations. Letting go and focusing on yourself also means letting go of past identities and limiting self-concepts. You're not defined by your history, your achievements, or your failures. You are the awareness in which all these experiences arise. As you shift your focus to this awareness, this unchanging, I am at the core of your being, you free yourself from the limitations of your personal history. You open yourself to infinite possibilities. This shift in focus from the temporary to the eternal, from the changing to the unchanging, is the essence of spiritual awakening. It's the recognition that you are not a limited, separate self struggling in a world of others, but the infinite awareness in which all experience arises. From this place of self-focus, manifestation becomes effortless. You no longer need to manipulate external circumstances to get what you want. You simply assume the state of having your desire fulfilled, and the outer world naturally reorganizes itself to match your inner state. This is the true meaning of seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things shall be added unto you. The kingdom of heaven is not a place, but a state of consciousness. It's a state of knowing yourself as one with the creative power of the universe. As you focus on yourself in this way, letting go of attachments to others and to external circumstances, you may find that your entire perception of reality begins to shift. What once seemed solid and unchangeable now appears fluid and responsive to your consciousness. This shift in perception is the dawning true freedom. You realize that you are not bound by anything outside of you because there is nothing outside of you. All is within your consciousness, responsive to your state of being. Letting go, then, is not about releasing something external, but about releasing limiting beliefs and concepts within your own mind. It's about letting go of the idea that anything or anyone outside of you has the power to determine your state of being. As you focus on yourself, you may find that old wounds and traumas begin to surface. Welcome these as opportunities for healing and integration. Remember, you are not your wounds, your traumas, or your past experiences. You are the awareness in which these experiences arise. This understanding allows you to observe your experiences, even the painful ones, without becoming identified with them. You can acknowledge them, learn from them, and then let them go, returning your focus to your true self. The practice of self-focus and letting go is not about reaching a final destination. It's a continuous unfolding, a moment-by-moment choice to return to your true self, to your natural state of being. In this state, life becomes a joyful exploration rather than a struggle. You're no longer trying to get somewhere or become something. You're simply allowing the infinite potential within you to express itself in ever new and wonderful ways. Remember, every time you find yourself fixated on others or external circumstances, it's an opportunity to practice returning to yourself. It's a chance to ask, who am I beneath these thoughts and feelings? What is the unchanging awareness that's witnessing all of this? As you consistently return to this place of self-focus, you may find that the drama and conflicts that once seemed so important begin to lose their charge. This is not because you become indifferent, but because you've touched something deeper and more real within yourself. Letting go and focusing on yourself also means letting go of the need to control outcomes. You realize that true power doesn't come from controlling external circumstances, but from controlling your own state of consciousness. This understanding brings with it a profound sense of peace. You no longer need to struggle against the world or try to force things to happen. You simply focus on maintaining the state of consciousness that aligns with your desires, trusting that the outer world will adjust itself accordingly. As you practice this, you may find that your desires themselves begin to change. As you let go of attachments to others and external circumstances, you become more attuned to your true desires, the desires that arise from your deepest self, not from social conditioning or the need for approval from others. This process of uncovering your true desires is part of focusing on yourself. It's about listening to your own inner voice rather than the voices of others or society at large. Remember, every desire is ultimately a desire for a state of being. When you focus on yourself, you realize that you have direct access to any state of being you desire, regardless of external circumstances. This realization is incredibly liberating. You no longer need to wait for something outside of you to change in order to feel the way you want to feel. You can choose your state of being right now in this moment. As you practice this, you may find that manifestation becomes almost instantaneous, because you're no longer waiting for external circumstances to change before you assume the state of your wish fulfilled. You collapse time and bring your desires into the present moment. Letting go and focusing on yourself also means letting go of the need for validation or approval from others. You realize that the only approval that truly matters is your alignment with your own highest self. This doesn't mean you become inconsiderate of others. On the contrary, when you're no longer seeking approval or validation from others, you're free to interact with them from a place of genuine love and respect. As you focus on yourself in this way, you may find that your sense of identity begins to expand. You no longer define yourself by your roles, your relationships, or your achievements. You recognize yourself as the infinite awareness in which all of these arise. This expanded sense of self naturally leads to a greater sense of connection to all of life. As you let go of the limited, separate self, you open to the realization that all is one. Everyone and everything in your world is an expression of the same consciousness that you are. From this place of unity consciousness, letting go of attachments to others becomes natural and effortless. You realize that there's nothing to let go of because there's no separation in the first place. All is you, expressing itself in infinite variety. This understanding brings with it a profound sense of love and compassion. Not the personal, needy love that seeks to get something from others, but the impersonal, all-encompassing love that is your true nature. As you focus on yourself and let go in this way, you may find that your entire life becomes a form of meditation. Every experience, every interaction becomes an opportunity to return to your true self, to the unchanging awareness at your core. Remember, this practice of self-focus and letting go is not about achieving a perfect state where you never think about others or get caught up in external circumstances. It's about developing the ability to continually return to yourself, to your center, no matter what's happening around you. This ability to return to yourself is your true power. It's what allows you to maintain your state of being regardless of external conditions. It's what makes you the creator of your reality rather than a victim of circumstances. As you cultivate this ability, you may find that life begins to flow more smoothly. Challenges that once seemed insurmountable now appear as opportunities for growth and self-realization. Conflicts with others dissolve as you no longer need them to be different for you to feel okay. Letting go and focusing on yourself also means letting go of the need to know everything, to have all the answers. You become comfortable with uncertainty, recognizing it as the field of all possibilities. This comfort with uncertainty opens you up to guidance from your higher self, your intuition. As you focus on yourself, you become more tuned to this inner guidance, trusting it even when it doesn't make logical sense. Remember, your logical mind is limited by past experiences and societal conditioning. Your intuition, on the other hand, is connected to the infinite wisdom of the universe. As you learn to trust and follow this guidance, you'll find yourself naturally aligned with the flow of life. Focusing on yourself doesn't mean you become self-absorbed or uncaring about others. Paradoxically, the more you focus on your true self, the infinite awareness at your core, the more you're able to be truly present with others. This presence is not based on need or attachment, but on the recognition of your shared essence. You're able to see beyond the surface personality to the divine being within each person you encounter. As you practice this, you may find that your relationships transform. They become based on mutual respect and appreciation rather than need or dependency. You're able to love others not for what they can give you, but for who they truly are. Letting go and focusing on yourself also means letting go of limiting beliefs about what's possible for you. As you connect more deeply with your true self, you realize that you are limited only by your own imagination and beliefs. This realization opens up infinite possibilities for your life. You are no longer bound by your past, by societal expectations, or by what others think is possible for you. You're free to create your life exactly as you desire it to be. Remember, the only limits that exist are those you accept in your own mind. As you focus on yourself and let go of these limiting beliefs, you open yourself to the infinite potential that is your birthright. This process of letting go and focusing on yourself is really a process of remembering your true nature. It's a return to the state of being that is natural to you, a state of wholeness, of creative power, of divine love. In this state, you no longer need to seek completion or fulfillment from others or from external circumstances. You recognize that you are already complete, already whole, already one with the source of all being. As you embody this truth, you may find that your entire life becomes an expression of joy and creativity. You no longer do things out of obligation or fear, but out of the sheer delight of expressing your true nature. Focusing on yourself in this way also means taking full responsibility for your life experience. You recognize that your outer world is a reflection of your inner state, and you no longer blame others or external circumstances for your experiences. This level of responsibility is incredibly empowering. It means that you have the power to change your life experience simply by changing your state of consciousness. You are no longer at the mercy of external conditions. Remember, every experience you have is an opportunity to know yourself more deeply. To remember your true nature as the infinite, creative consciousness that is the source of all that is. As you focus on yourself in this way, letting go of attachments and limiting beliefs, you may find that your entire life becomes a grand adventure. Each moment becomes an opportunity to express more of your true nature, to bring more of heaven to earth. This is the true purpose of your life, not to achieve some external goal or to gain approval from others, but to fully express the divine potential within you. As you focus on this, everything else falls into place naturally and effortlessly. Letting go and focusing on yourself is ultimately about aligning with the flow of life, with the creative power of the universe that expresses itself as you. It's about getting out of your own way and allowing this power to move through you and obstruct it. As you practice this, you may find that life becomes more magical, more synchronistic. Things seem to fall into place without effort. Opportunities arise seemingly out of nowhere. This is because you're no longer resisting the flow of life, but moving with it. Remember, the universe is not separate from you. It flows through you, it expresses itself as you. As you focus on yourself and let go of resistances, you allow this flow to move through you more fully, bringing with it all that you need for the full expression of your divine nature. This understanding eliminates any sense of lack or limitation. You recognize that as an expression of the infinite, you have access to all that the universe has to offer. Your only task is to align your consciousness with this truth. Focusing on yourself and letting go is not a selfish act. It's the most selfless thing you can do. Because as you elevate your own consciousness, you automatically elevate the consciousness of the entire world. Remember, everyone in your world is you pushed out. As you transform, your world transforms with you. This is how you can have the greatest impact on the world. Not by trying to change others or fix external conditions, but by focusing on your own state of being. By embodying the change you wish to see in the world. As you practice this, you may find that your sense of purpose becomes clearer. You recognize that your purpose is not something you need to find or achieve, but something you need to uncover by removing the layers of false beliefs and conditioned patterns that obscure your true nature. Your purpose is simply to be fully yourself, to express your divine essence in your unique way. As you focus on yourself and let go of attachments, You may find that your perception of time shifts. Past, present, and future collapse into the eternal now. And in this now, all things are possible. You realize that you don't need to wait for some future moment to be who you truly are or to have what you desire. You can embody your ideal state right now. This shift in perception eliminates the need for patience or waiting. You're no longer working towards some future goal, but fully embracing and expressing who you are in each moment. This is the state of living from the end, of experiencing your desire fulfilled now rather than hoping for it in some imagined future. Remember, every moment is a new beginning, a fresh opportunity to choose who you want to be. As you focus on yourself and let go of old patterns and beliefs, you open yourself to infinite possibilities. You're no longer bound by your past or limited by others' expectations. You're free to create your life anew in each moment. Letting go and focusing on yourself is ultimately about coming home to who you truly are. It's about recognizing your divine nature and allowing it to express itself fully through you. As you do this, you naturally inspire others to do the same, not through preaching or trying to change them, but simply by being fully yourself. In conclusion, remember that you are the operant power in your reality. As you focus on yourself and let go of attachments to others and external circumstances, you align with your true power as a divine creator. From this place of alignment, all things are possible. You are limited only by your imagination and your willingness to let go of who you think you are to become who you truly are.
Do you know why the greatest mysteries were always called unspeakable? Why the most profound truths were termed ineffable? Why the highest name of God was never to be spoken? Because, my dear, wonderful friends, in the silence lies the power. Let me share something remarkable with you. In the beginning of creation, before God spoke, "Let there be light," there was silence. This primordial silence was not empty. It was pregnant with all possibility. It was not absence, it was pure potential. This same silence, this same pregnant pause of infinite potential exists within you right now. Consider this. Have you noticed that those who talk constantly about their desires rarely achieve them, while those who quietly go about their way saying nothing seem to manifest everything? This is not coincidence, my friends. This is law. Let me share a personal experience that will illuminate this truth. Years ago, when I first discovered this principle, I had a burning desire to lecture in New York City. Everyone told me to network, to spread the word, to tell people about my ambitions. But something within me, that still small voice, urged silence. For 6 months, I said nothing to anyone. I held my desire in the silence of my heart. I would sit in the silence each night, feeling the reality of standing on that New York stage. I didn't speak of it, didn't announce it, didn't even hint at it. And then, my friends, without any effort on my part, without a single word being spoken, the invitation came. You see, when you speak of your desires, you dissipate their power. It's like opening the oven door while the bread is baking. You let out the heat, and the bread falls flat. Every time you speak of your ambitions, your dreams, your goals, you are opening the spiritual oven door. Let me share something profound from Scripture. In the book of Exodus, we read, "The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace." Notice it doesn't say, "and ye shall speak affirmations," or, "and ye shall tell everyone your plans." No, it says you shall hold your peace. This peace, this silence, is not passive. It is the most active force in the universe. It is the silence of creation itself. When you enter into this silence, you enter into the very workshop of God. Consider the mighty oak tree. Does it announce its intentions to grow? Does it proclaim its future height? No. In perfect silence it grows. In perfect silence it manifests its full potential. This is the way of nature. Nature, my friends, never fails. Tonight I will show you how to enter into this silence, how to maintain it, and how to let it work its perfect thing in your life. For when you truly understand the power of silence, you will never again feel the need to speak of your desires, to announce your intentions, or to seek validation from others. You will learn why the ancient masters taught their deepest truths in silence, why the greatest achievements are always conceived in silence, and why your own infinite power awaits you in the silence of your own being. This silence, my dear friends, is not the mere absence of sound. It is not the silence of meditation, though that is part of it. It is the profound silence of knowing. Knowing so deeply that words become unnecessary. Knowing so completely that speaking would only diminish the truth. Let me share another experience. A lady once came to me in deep distress. She had been telling everyone about her visualizations, her affirmations, her intentions. For years she had talked about what she was going to manifest, and for years nothing had manifested. I told her one thing: for the next 30 days, say nothing about your desires to anyone. Hold them in sacred silence. She looked at me as if I had asked her to stop breathing, but she agreed to try. Within those 30 days, more manifested for her than in the previous 3 years of constant talking. You see, had finally learned to hold her peace and let the Lord fight for her. This, my beloved friends, is the first key to understanding the power of silence. When you truly grasp this principle, you will understand why all great spiritual teachings begin with silence, why all great achievements are conceived in silence, and why your own infinite power awaits you in the silence of your own being. The first law of silence states this profound truth: all power is in the unspoken word. The moment you speak of a thing, you begin to rob it of its power. This is why the ancient mystery schools demanded absolute silence from their initiates. They understood that power accumulates in silence and dissipates in speech. Let me explain this law through a simple yet profound analogy. Imagine you have a pot of boiling water with a tight-fitting lid. As long as that lid remains sealed, the pressure builds, creating enormous power. But the moment you lift that lid even slightly, the pressure escapes and the power diminishes. Your words are like lifting that lid. Consider this. Have you ever noticed how the most powerful people rarely speak of their plans? They move in silence, like great ships in the night, revealing their presence only after they have reached their destination. This is not coincidence, this is law. Let me share an experience that will illuminate this truth. A young man came to me bursting with excitement about his new business venture. He could hardly contain himself, telling everyone he met about his plans, his strategies, his expected success. I took him aside and said, "My friend, you are spending your fortune before you have earned it." He looked puzzled, so I explained. Every word you speak about your venture is like spending spiritual currency. You are broadcasting your energy instead of building it. Enter into the silence and let your success do your talking. You see, my beloved friends, there is a spiritual principle at work here that few understand. When you speak of your desires, you are actually creating resistance to their manifestation. It's as if the universe itself has a law of inverse proportion. The more you speak of a thing, the less likely it is to manifest. This is why Scripture tells us, "Be still and know that I am God." Notice it doesn't say talk about being still or tell others about your knowledge. It says simply be still. Let me share something profound about this law that few understand. The power of silence is not in what it doesn't do, but it doesn't. Silence builds, silence accumulates, silence magnetizes. When you maintain perfect silence about your desires, you create a vacuum that the universe must fill. Consider the process of gestation. Does a pregnant woman need to announce her condition? No, the evidence will manifest in due time. Your desires, your ambitions, your dreams are spiritual pregnancies. They require the same sacred silence for proper gestation. Here's another vital aspect of this law. When you maintain silence about your desires, you eliminate all opposing forces. Think about this. How can anyone oppose what they don't know about? How can doubts arise about what hasn't been spoken? How can negative opinions form about what remains unannounced? Let me share another experience. A woman once came to me who had been trying to manifest a specific position in her company. She had told everyone about her desire for the promotion, had spoken constantly about her qualifications, had even started dressing for the role she wanted. Nothing happened for months. I told her, from this moment forward, say nothing. When people ask about your career plans, smile and change the subject. Hold your desire in sacred silence. Within 6 weeks, she was called into her supervisor's office and offered not just the position she wanted, but an even better one. You see, my friends, when you speak of your desires, you create a current of energy flowing outward. But manifestation requires energy flowing inward. Silence reverses the flow. Instead of broadcasting your energy to the world, you begin accumulating it. This is why I urge you, with all the conviction of my being, to take your most precious desires, your most cherished dreams, and lock them in the vault of silence. Don't speak of them. Don't hint at them. Don't even acknowledge them to others who ask. Let me give you a practical application of this law. Starting tonight, take your greatest desire and make a sacred covenant with yourself to maintain absolute silence about it for 30 days. No matter how tempted you are to speak of it, no matter who asks, no matter what circumstances arise, maintain your silence. During this period of silence, something remarkable will happen. You will feel a building of power within you. It's as if every unspoken word becomes a brick in the foundation of your manifestation. Every maintained silence becomes a force drawing your desire closer to you. Remember this crucial point: the universe doesn't need your words to bring your desires to pass. It needs only your unwavering consciousness of the end result, held in perfect silence. This is why Scripture says, "In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength." This silence, my dear friends, is not passive. It is the most active force in creation. It is the silence of the seed growing beneath the earth. It is the silence of the stars moving through space. It is the silence of God himself as he performs his perfect work. When you truly understand this first law of silence, you will never again feel the need to speak of your desires. You will never again seek validation or confirmation from others. You will know with absolute certainty that your silence is more powerful than all the words you could ever speak. Let me share with you what I mean by a mental diet of silence. Most people's minds are like crowded marketplaces full of noise, chatter, opinions, judgments, and endless internal dialogue. They wonder why their manifestations don't come to pass. Yet their mental atmosphere is so polluted with noise that the still, small voice of God cannot be heard. Consider this profound truth: your mental conversations are more powerful than your spoken words. When you maintain physical silence but continue to engage in mental chatter, you are still dissipating power. The mental diet of silence addresses this deeper level of quietude. Let me share an experience that illustrates this principle perfectly. A gentleman came to me frustrated that despite maintaining physical silence about his desires, nothing was manifesting. When I questioned him deeper, I discovered that although his lips were sealed, his mind was constantly rehearsing conversations about his desires, imagining telling others about his success, mentally defending his choices, inwardly explaining his methods. I told him, "My friend, you are maintaining physical silence while breaking mental silence. This is like closing your front door while leaving all your windows open." You see, the mental diet of silence involves 3 levels of quietude. First, there is the silencing of mental chatter. This constant internal dialogue, your desires, your doubts, your plans, all of it must cease. When a thought about your desire arises, let it pass through your mind like a cloud passing through the sky. Don't engage it. Don't elaborate on it. Don't wrestle with it. Second, there is the silencing of mental judgment. How many of you constantly judge your progress, evaluate your results, compare your journey to others? This too must cease. Judgment creates ripples in the silent pool of consciousness where manifestation occurs. Third, and most importantly, there is the silencing of mental seeking. This is perhaps the most subtle form of mental noise, the constant seeking, searching, struggling to understand how your desire will manifest. Remember, the how is not your concern. Your only task is to maintain the silence of pure knowing. Let me share another profound experience. A lady who had been studying these principles for years came to me in tears. She had maintained perfect physical silence about her desires, but complained that her mind was screaming. I taught her what I call the Sabbath of the mind, a complete cessation of all mental activity regarding her desire. When a thought about your desire arises, I told her, treat it as you would treat a sound during meditation. Don't fight it, don't engage it, simply let it pass. Within weeks of practicing this mental diet of silence, her entire world began to transform. Here's something crucial to understand about the mental diet of silence. It's not about forcing your mind into silence. Force creates tension, and tension is another form of noise. Instead, it's about developing what I call quiet knowing. Quiet knowing is the absolute conviction that requires no mental rehearsal, no internal discussion, no constant affirmation. It is the silence of absolute faith. Think of a tree. It doesn't mentally rehearse its process of growth. It doesn't engage in internal dialogue whether its fruits will appear. It maintains perfect mental silence while it operates. Let me give you a practical technique for maintaining this mental diet of silence. I call it the 3 silences. First, when a thought about your desire arises, acknowledge it silently and let it pass. Don't engage it, don't fight it, don't try to suppress it. Simply observe it passing through your consciousness like a cloud passing through the sky. Second, when you feel the urge to mentally rehearse or plan, redirect your attention to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Not the thoughts about it, but the feeling of it being done. Third, when doubt or anxiety arises, enter into what I call the silence of knowing. This is not an empty silence, but the fuller silence of absolute confidence. Remember this vital truth: your mental atmosphere is the soil in which your manifestations grow. If that soil is constantly disturbed by mental chatter, nothing can take root. But in the silence of pure knowing, everything flourishes. Let me share one final experience about the mental diet of silence. A successful businessman once told me his secret. I never think about my goals, he said. I simply know they are accomplished. This is the ultimate mental diet of silence, the complete cessation of mental effort, replaced by quiet knowing. This, my dear friends, is the true power of the mental diet of silence. It's not about suppressing thoughts or forcing your mind into quietude. It's about rising to that level of consciousness where mental chatter becomes unnecessary because you simply know. Start tonight with this practice. When you hold your desire in mind, practice the silence of knowing. Not the silence of suppression, not the silence of effort, but the silence of absolute confidence. Let your mind be as quiet as the depths of the ocean, while on the surface life continues its perfect expression. Let me share with you these three chambers, for they represent the complete architecture of manifestation through silence. Understanding and entering these chambers will transform your entire approach to creation. The first chamber, physical silence. This outer chamber, my beloved friends, is where we begin our journey. But make no mistake, though it is the outermost chamber, it is far from simple. Physical silence goes beyond merely keeping your lips sealed about your desires. Let me share a profound experience that illustrates this. A man came to me proud that he hadn't spoken a word about his goals to anyone. Yet he was constantly nodding, gesturing, smiling knowingly when certain topics arose. His body was speaking what his lips were not. I told him, my friend, true physical silence includes the silence of the entire body. You see, physical silence encompasses every aspect of your outer expression. Your facial expressions, your gestures, your knowing looks, all must maintain the silence. Even your actions must not betray your intentions. This is why Scripture says, let your moderation be known unto all men. The second chamber, mental silence. As we move deeper into the temple of silence, we enter the second chamber, mental silence. This chamber is far more challenging than the first, for here we must silence not just our outer expression, but our inner dialogue. Mental silence is not merely the absence of thought, it is the presence of knowing without thinking. Consider this profound truth. Does a flower think about blooming? Does an oak tree contemplate how to grow? No, they maintain perfect mental silence while the law operates through them. Let me share something remarkable about this chamber. When you truly enter mental silence, you enter into what I call the frequency of manifestation. Just as a radio must be tuned to the right frequency to receive a broadcast, your consciousness must be tuned to the frequency of silence to receive your manifestation. Here's a vital truth about mental silence. It's not about forcing your mind to be quiet. Instead, it's about rising to that level of consciousness where thought becomes unnecessary. Think of it this way. When you know how to drive a car, you don't think about every movement. You operate from a level of knowing that transcends thought. The third chamber, spiritual silence. Now we enter the Holy of Holies, spiritual silence. This innermost chamber is where the real magic happens. Spiritual silence is the silence of your very being. It is the silence of pure awareness, pure consciousness, pure I am. In this chamber, there's no doer, no doing, and nothing to be done. There's only the silence of pure being. This is why Scripture says, be still and know that I am God. Notice it doesn't say think about being still or try to be still. It says simply be still. Let me share an experience that illustrates the power of this chamber. A woman who had mastered both physical and mental silence came to me, still frustrated with her manifestations. I asked her one simple question. In your silence, are you still aware of yourself as the creator? She admitted she was. That, I told her, is the final noise that must be silenced. You see, in spiritual silence, even the consciousness of being the manifestor must dissolve. There must be only the silence of pure being, pure I am. This is why Jesus said, I of myself can do nothing. He had entered the perfect spiritual silence where there is no doer, only the doing. Now, let me share with you how these three chambers work together. In the first chamber, you maintain perfect physical silence about your desire. No speaking, no gesturing, no outer indication of your intention. In the second chamber, you maintain perfect mental silence. No thinking about your desire, no planning, no figuring out the how. In the third chamber, you maintain perfect spiritual silence. The silence of pure being, where there is no separation between you and your desire. Here's a practical technique for entering these chambers. Begin each day with what I call the three silences practice. First, for 5 minutes, practice perfect physical silence. Not just of speech, but of all outer expression. Then, for another 5 minutes, enter mental silence. Let all thoughts dissolve into the silence of pure knowing. Finally, for 5 minutes, enter spiritual silence, the silence of pure being, where there is no you and your desire, only I am. Remember this crucial truth. Each chamber prepares you for the next. You cannot enter mental silence without first mastering physical silence. You cannot enter spiritual silence without first mastering mental silence. Let me share one final truth about these chambers. They are not separate spaces, but deeper levels of the same silence. Like diving into an ocean. Each chamber takes you deeper into the silence of pure being, purest and pure I am. Start tonight by entering these chambers consciously. Begin with physical silence, deepen into mental silence, and finally rest in spiritual silence. For in that ultimate silence, all things are possible. All things are accomplished. All things are done. Let me share with you the exact methods by which you can harness this silent power. For knowing without practicing is like having a map, but never making the journey. The practice of silent power consists of specific techniques that, when properly applied, will revolutionize your ability to manifest. The silent hour. First, let me introduce you to what I call the silent hour. This is not merely 60 minutes of not speaking. It is a sacred practice that will transform your consciousness. Let me share with you exactly how to implement this powerful technique. Each day, preferably at the same time, you must set aside 1 hour for absolute silence. During this time, you enter what I call the chamber of silent power. Let me share an experience that illustrates the importance of this practice. A successful businessman once came to me, claiming he had no time for such practices. I told him, my friend, you have no time not to practice this. Within 1 week of implementing the silent hour, his entire business transformed. Why? Because in silence, we tap into the very power that runs the universe. Here's how to practice the silent hour. First phase, 20 minutes, physical stillness. Sit in absolute stillness. Not a finger should move, not a muscle should twitch. This physical stillness is the foundation of silent power. Remember, as without, so within. Second phase, 20 minutes, mental stillness. Allow your mind to become as still as your body. Don't fight thoughts. Simply observe them dissolving into silence, like waves settling into a calm sea. Third phase, 20 minutes, spiritual stillness. Enter into what I call the silence of being. This is where you cease to be a person practicing silence and become silence itself. The silent assumption. Next, let me share with you the practice of silent assumption. This is perhaps the most powerful technique I can give you for manifestation through silence. Here's how it works. During your silent hour, after achieving physical and mental stillness, you must enter into what I call the state of silent knowing. This is not visualization. This is not affirmation. This is pure silent assumption of the wish fulfilled. Let me share an experience that perfectly illustrates this. A lady came to me, frustrated that her visualizations weren't working. I asked her one question. When you visualize, are you trying to make something happen? Or are you silently observing what is already done? This is the key distinction in silent assumption. You see, most people's manifestation practices are noisy even when they're not speaking. They're mentally straining, struggling, trying to make something happen. Silent assumption is the opposite. It is the quiet recognition of what already is. The silent watch. Another crucial practice is what I call the silent watch. This is the art of maintaining silence, not just during your dedicated practice time, but throughout your daily activities. Here's how to implement it. Throughout your day, whenever your desire comes to mind, practice what I call the silent response. Instead of engaging with thoughts about your desire, simply respond with silent knowing. This is not suppression. It's elevation to a higher level of consciousness. Let me share a powerful technique for maintaining the silent watch. Imagine your consciousness as a deep, still lake. Thoughts about your desire are like stones being thrown into that lake. Instead of creating ripples, engaging with the thoughts, let the stones sink into the depths, leaving the surface undisturbed. The silent Sabbath. Perhaps the most powerful practice I can share with you is what I call the silent Sabbath. 1 day each week, maintain complete silence about your desires, not just external silence, but complete inner silence as well. This practice is based on a profound spiritual law. Just as the physical world has a rhythm of activity and rest, so too does manifestation require periods of complete silence. Here's how to practice the silent Sabbath. Choose 1 day each week where you will maintain complete silence regarding your desires. On this day, not only do you not speak of them, you don't think of them, you don't plan for them, you don't even acknowledge them. This is true spiritual rest. Let me share something remarkable about this practice. A student once told me that more manifestation occurred during his silent sabbaths than during all his days of active practice combined. Why? Because in complete silence, the law operates unimpeded. The silent temple. Another crucial practice is creating what I call the silent temple in your living space. This is a dedicated area where you practice your silence. It needn't be large, even a corner of a room will suffice. But it must be consecrated to silence. Here's how to create and use your silent temple. Choose a space where you won't be disturbed. This space should be free from all distractions. No phones, no electronics. Nothing that can interrupt your silence. In this space, practice what I call the three silences. The silence of the body, the silence of the mind, the silence of the spirit, the silent manifestation journal. Finally, let me share with you the practice of keeping a silent manifestation journal. This is not a regular journal where you write about your desires. Instead, it's a record of your silent knowing. Here's how to maintain this journal. Each day, after your silent how, make one single mark in your journal, not words, just a mark. This mark represents your silent communion with your desire as fulfilled. Over time, these marks become a powerful testament to your silent practice. Remember this crucial truth about the practice of silent power. It's not about what you do. It's about what you allow. In silence, you're not creating. You're allowing creation to express through you. The first principle, silent knowing. The foundation of all achievement is what I call silent knowing. This is not the noisy confidence that needs to proclaim itself, but the quiet certainty that needs no announcement. Let me share an experience that perfectly illustrates this principle. A young entrepreneur came to me, constantly talking about his future success, always announcing his next big move. I asked him, do you speak about your next heartbeat? Do you announce your next breath? He looked puzzled. No, I explained, because you are silently certain they will occur. This is the kind of certainty you must have about your achievement. You see, true achievement operates like the law of gravity in perfect silence. The apple doesn't discuss its journey to the ground. It simply falls in response to an unspoken law. The second principle, silent action. Here we come to a crucial understanding about achievement, the power of silent action. Most people's actions scream their intentions, broadcast their ambitions. But the master of silent achievement moves like the roots of a tree, unseen but unstoppable. Consider this profound truth. The most powerful forces in nature operate in complete silence. The earth doesn't announce its rotation. The sun doesn't proclaim its rising. They simply act in perfect silent harmony with law. Let me share with you the three levels of silent action. Physical silent action. This is action without announcement. You move toward your goal without declaring your movement. Your actions speak, but your lips remain sealed. Mental silent action. This is action without mental noise. You proceed without internal dialogue, without constant self-commentary, without mental rehearsal. Spiritual silent action. This is action from pure being. You move not as someone trying to achieve, but as the achievement itself expressing. The third principle, silent power. Here we touch upon perhaps the most profound aspect of silent achievement, the understanding that true power operates in silence. Let me share something remarkable about this principle. The most powerful moment in any achievement is not the moment of visible success. It's the silent moment of absolute knowing that precedes it. This is why Scripture says, before they call, I will answer. The achievement is completed in silence before it ever becomes visible. Consider these aspects of silent power. The power of silent certainty. This is not the certainty that needs confirmation or reassurance. It is the quiet knowing that simply is. The power of silent progress. True achievement doesn't announce its progress. Like a seed growing beneath the earth, it maintains perfect silence until manifestation is complete. The power of silent presence. This is the state of being where achievement is not something you're working toward, but something you're silently expressing. The fourth principle, silent timing. One of the most crucial aspects of silent achievement is understanding what I call silent timing. Most people rush to announce their moves. reveal their plans, declare their intentions. The master of silent achievement understands the power of silent timing. Let me share an experience that illustrates this perfectly. A woman came to me, frustrated that her achievements seemed to keep slipping away. When I observed her, I noticed she announced every move before it started. I taught her what I call the silent calendar, letting achievements ripen in silence until their perfect moment of expression. Here are the 3 aspects of silent timing. The silence of preparation. This is the period where you work in complete silence, telling no one, showing no one, simply preparing. The silence of process. This is the period where the achievement is actually forming, like a baby in the womb. Perfect silence must be maintained. The silence of manifestation. This is where most fail. They break silence just before manifestation is complete. Maintain silence even as your achievement becomes visible. The 5th principle, silent victory. Here we come to the crowning principle of silent achievement, what I call silent victory. This is perhaps the most difficult principle to master, for it goes against every worldly instinct. When achievement comes, when success manifests, when victory is won, maintain your silence. Let me share why this is so crucial. The moment of achievement is not the end. It is merely a visible confirmation of what was already true in silence. By maintaining silence, even in victory, you maintain the channel through which greater achievements will flow. Consider these aspects of silent victory. The silence of accomplishment. Let your achievements speak for themselves. The truly accomplished never need to proclaim their accomplishments. The silence of success. True success is like the sun. It needs no announcement, no proclamation. Its presence is self-evident. The silence of mastery. The true master is known by their silence. They need not speak of their mastery. It speaks through their being. Let me share with you the practical application of these principles. Begin tonight with what I call the silent achievement practice. Choose your next achievement. Enter into perfect silence about it, physical, mental, and spiritual. Move toward it with silent action. Maintain silence even as it manifests. Continue in silence after it is achieved. Remember this profound truth. The greatest achievements in history were first accomplished in silence before they ever became visible to the world. Your achievement is no different. Begin now to walk the silent way of achievement. Let your silence be your power, your knowing be your proclamation, your being be your doing.
When you speak to the universe with the understanding of your true nature, a profound shift begins. It's not merely about saying words or setting intentions, it's about realizing that you are part of a grand design, a design in which every thought, every feeling, and every belief shapes reality itself. When you talk to the universe, you're not speaking to something outside yourself. You're speaking to the power within, the infinite presence that listens to you as it resides within you. Imagine for a moment that every thought you think, every desire you hold, is like a seed planted in the fertile soil of the universe. These seeds, however small they seem, carry within the potential to reshape your world. But just like seeds, they need to be nourished by the right conditions. If you want to see a shift, you must nurture these intentions with unwavering faith, with conviction that they will come to pass. You must feel the truth of your desires as if they have already unfolded, for the universe responds to the language of feeling and belief. When you communicate with the universe, you are not pleading or hoping. It is as if you are calling forth that which is already yours. The universe operates on the law of assumption. Whatever you assume to be true, it reflects. This law doesn't differentiate between what you deeply desire and what you fear. It simply brings into form the thoughts you consistently dwell upon. So speak to the universe with the certainty that what you desire is already yours. You speak as if it is already manifested, as if every word is the declaration of a present truth, for in truth it is. The shift starts to happen when you realize that your role is not to fight or chase after things, but to align yourself with the feeling of already having them. Imagine yourself in the life you wish to live, in the joy and freedom of already experiencing your dreams. You feel that sense of peace, that sense of fulfillment. That feeling, that certainty within, is the signal you send out. And as you hold to this inner vision, the universe begins to rearrange itself to reflect it. People, events, and opportunities are drawn into your path, not by force, but by the magnetic power of your alignment. Remember, the universe does not operate in time as we understand it. The moment you speak to it with clarity and belief, it begins to work on your behalf, even if you cannot yet see the results. Trust in this invisible shift, for what you desire is already in motion. Your only task is to stay aligned with it, to nurture it with faith, and to expect it as though it were already here. The universe is always listening, always ready to respond to the truth you declare within. When you talk to the universe, you're not simply throwing wishes into the void, hoping something catches. You're engaging in a dialogue with a force that's inherently connected to you. The universe doesn't operate outside you, and is not separate from you. It exists within you, responding to your innermost beliefs and expectations. This is why the shift only begins when you talk to the universe correctly. It's not about merely asking for what you want, but about realizing that what you ask for, you already possess in some way. Every thought and every feeling you nurture is like a ripple in the cosmic sea, and the universe is constantly adjusting to match the frequency you emit. Now understand this: when you talk to the universe, you're not speaking to some far-off deity or an indifferent cosmos. You're speaking to your own awareness, to the spark of the divine within. Your thoughts and beliefs are the molds into which reality is poured. In truth, the universe is like a mirror, reflecting back the assumptions you hold. If you assume abundance, you will see abundance. If you assume lack, lack will manifest before you. The secret lies in the conviction behind your words, in the way you believe so deeply in the reality of your desires that the universe has no choice but to bring them into form. Consider the incredible power of assumption. When you speak to the universe with a clear heart and a steady mind, you are setting into motion forces that will reshape your reality. But you must be unwavering. Doubt is the great dissolver of dreams. The moment you allow doubt to creep in, you dilute the power of your words. You cannot talk to the universe with one foot in faith and the other in fear. You must be resolute. Just as a seed, when planted, needs consistent warmth and moisture to grow, your desires need the warmth of belief and the nourishment of certainty. Only then will they break through the surface of your life, manifesting as experiences, relationships, and opportunities. Imagine that the universe is an infinite pool of energy, waiting to be molded by your consciousness. This energy is neutral, like clay, and will take any shape that your mind impresses upon it. By talking to the universe in a way that aligns with your true desires, you're impressing the mold of your desired life onto this energy. And when you do this consistently with clarity and intent, this energy begins to take shape. It starts to crystallize into the things and experiences you wish to have. But remember, this process requires patience and persistence. Just as a sculpture is not created with a single strike, your reality is not shaped by a single thought. It is the consistent chisel of belief and feeling that brings your desires into form. Think of your thoughts as magnets, each one drawing to you experiences that match its frequency. When you approach the universe with an attitude of gratitude, abundance, and trust, you're effectively tuning into a higher frequency. You're speaking the language of the universe, a language that doesn't respond to words alone, but to feelings and beliefs. The universe doesn't hear what you say, it feels what you mean. This is why speaking to the universe correctly means embodying the feeling of already having what you desire. It's about feeling the joy, the peace, the fulfillment that would come if your dreams were already realized. And when you do this, the universe has no choice but to mirror these feelings back to you as real experiences. Now, many people wonder why their desires don't manifest despite their best efforts. They speak to the universe, yet they feel nothing shift. This is because they are asking from a place of lack. They say, "I want this," but the underlying feeling is, "I don't have it." The universe, like an echo, simply reflects back this state of lack. To talk to the universe correctly, you must feel as though you already possess what you desire. Your words should be statements of gratitude, not of yearning. You say, "Thank you for this blessing," as if it's already part of your life. Rather than, "I wish I had this," when your words align with the feeling of already having, the shift begins. As you learn to talk to the universe in this way, you'll notice subtle changes. Perhaps you'll feel a lightness in your heart, a quiet sense of peace, or a certainty that you can't quite explain. These are the first signs that the shift is occurring. They're small but significant indications that your inner world is beginning to harmonize with your desires. And as this harmony strengthens, the outer world will begin to align as well. People, circumstances, and events will begin to rearrange themselves to match the new frequency you're radiating. It may not happen overnight, but it will happen. The universe is both patient and precise, and it will bring everything to you in perfect timing. Every word you speak to the universe is like a seed you plant in the soil of consciousness. You must water it with faith, nourish it with gratitude, and protect it from the weeds of doubt and fear. Your thoughts and feelings act as the sun and rain that nurture this seed until it grows into a manifestation in your life. But you must be diligent. If you allow negative thoughts or doubts to linger, they will choke the growth of your desires, just as weeds choke the growth of a young plant. To talk to the universe correctly, you must guard your mind vigilantly, nurturing only those thoughts that align with the life you wish to create. When you truly understand this, you'll realize that you're never asking for anything outside of yourself. You're merely drawing out what already exists within. The universe is not a distant force that grants or denies your wishes. It is a reflection of your innermost self. When you speak to it with clarity, conviction, and love, you're not trying to change the outer world, you're transforming your inner state, and the outer world responds in kind. This is why the shift is not something that happens to you, it is something that happens within you. Picture this shift as a gentle awakening. It's as if a dormant part of you is beginning to stir, a part that knows without doubt that you are one with all creation. This part of you doesn't question whether your desires will come to pass, it knows they already have. This is the essence of faith, not a blind hope, but a deep inner knowing that transcends circumstances. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. When you speak to the universe with this kind of faith, you are not merely asking, you are commanding. You are calling forth that which is already yours in spirit. As you cultivate this awareness, you'll begin to notice that talking to the universe becomes as natural as breathing. You won't need to strain or struggle to make your desires known. You'll simply align with them in thought, word, and feeling, and they will flow to you effortlessly. This is the power of living in harmony with the universe. It's not about forcing outcomes or manipulating circumstances. It's about embodying the truth of who you are and allowing that truth to manifest in the physical world. The universe is a perfect reflection of your inner state, and when you talk to it from a place of peace and abundance, it will bring you peace and abundance in return. The beauty of this process is that it frees you from the need to control or predict how things will unfold. You don't have to know the exact path your desires will take to reach you. You simply need to trust that they will. This trust is like a beacon, guiding the universe to bring your desires to you in ways that are beyond your imagination. When you surrender the need for control, you'll open yourself to receive blessings that are greater than anything you could have planned. The universe is always conspiring in your favor, working behind the scenes to align the perfect circumstances, the right people, and the ideal opportunities. All you need to do is stay in alignment with the feeling of already having your desires, and the rest will fall into place. Remember that talking to the universe correctly means aligning not just in words, but in your whole being. It's a state of total acceptance, where you let go of resistance, worry, and fear. You step into a space of pure trust, knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly. In this space, there is no room for doubt, because you're no longer operating from a place of lack or limitation. You're operating from a place of oneness, a place where you and the universe are one and the same. And from this place, all things are possible. When you reach this level of understanding, you'll find that your desires are no longer about filling a void or proving something to yourself or others. They become expressions of your true essence, reflections of the joy, love, and abundance that already exist within you. Talking to the universe becomes an act of creation, not of need. You're no longer asking for things to complete you, you're calling forth experiences that enhance the wholeness you already feel. This is the essence of true manifestation, where desires flow naturally from a heart that is already full. So speak to the universe with love, with gratitude, and with the knowing that you are worthy of all you desire. Trust that every word, every thought, and every feeling is a brushstroke in the masterpiece of your life. And as you do, you'll find that the shift you seek is not something that happens to you, it's something that unfolds within you, effortlessly, gracefully, and in perfect harmony with the universe itself. As you continue to speak with the universe, realize that this dialogue is the purest form of creation. When you align your inner world, it is as if you're aligning with the very rhythm of life itself, stepping into the flow of divine order. Each word, each intention holds within it a vibration that communicates with this vast intelligence, this unseen force that effortlessly arranges all things to bring about the fulfillment of your desires. The more you commit to this process, the more you will see the profound truth the universe responds to what you are, not just what you say. This means your energy must embody what you wish to experience. If peace is what you desire, cultivate peace within. If you yearn for abundance, adopt an abundant mindset. This is not a superficial exercise, but a deep-rooted change in how you view yourself and the world. To speak to the universe effectively, you must become the vibrational match to your desires. Your beliefs, emotions, and actions all contribute to the frequency you emit, drawing to you everything that resonates on the same wavelength. Like a magnet, you will find yourself pulling into your experience the people, opportunities, and situations that mirror your inner state. There is a powerful truth here: what you focus on expands. When you place your attention on abundance, joy, and gratitude, you expand these qualities within you, and they begin to overflow into your external reality. This is why speaking to the universe is not just about positive words, it is about a genuine, deep-seated shift in consciousness. It is about understanding that you are the creator, and your inner world is the template upon which the universe shapes your reality. This shift begins internally as you consistently bring your mind and heart into alignment with the vision you hold. With each day, each moment you return to this alignment, you are building momentum, strengthening the bond between your inner desires and the outer manifestations that await you. Many of us are conditioned to believe in limitations, in scarcity, and in obstacles. This conditioning is like a fog that obscures the clarity of our true nature, creating a disconnect between us and the universe. But when you speak to the universe with true intent, you are piercing through this fog, re-establishing your connection to the infinite. You are declaring, through every thought and feeling, that you are stepping beyond limitations, beyond the confines of past beliefs. Each time you affirm your desires as a present reality, you weaken the hold of limiting beliefs. The walls of doubt begin to crumble, and you step into the expansive realm where all things are possible. In this state, your relationship with time also shifts. The universe doesn't operate within the constraints of linear time, it responds to the timeless now. So when you speak to the universe, speak from the present. You see and feel your desires as real in this very moment. For the only true time is now. The more you embody this truth, the less you will find yourself waiting, yearning, or longing. Instead, you will live in the fullness of each moment, knowing that what you desire is already on its way, resonating at the same frequency as the love, joy, and peace you cultivate within. As you delve deeper into this process, you may notice synchronicities, small signs, patterns, and occurrences that seem almost too perfect to be coincidences. These are the universe's way of affirming that you are on the right path, that the shift is underway. A random meeting, a chance encounter, a sudden burst of inspiration, these are not random events, but the universe's response to the frequency you are emitting. Pay attention to these signs, for they are gentle reminders that you are indeed co-creating your reality, that the invisible forces are working in your favor. Talking to the universe, then, is not just an act of asking or receiving, but a deep communion with the source of all things. It is a process of attuning yourself to a higher vibration, of aligning your consciousness with the very fabric of existence. And as you do, you will find a profound peace, a knowing that surpasses all doubt. You will come to understand that everything you need, everything you desire, already exists in potential. Your role is simply to bring it forth through the power of focused intention, unwavering belief, and heartfelt gratitude. In this journey, patience becomes your ally. While the shift begins the moment you align with your desires, the timing of their manifestation is in the hands of the divine. Trust in this timing, for the universe knows the exact moment that will bring you the greatest joy, the deepest fulfillment. There is a wisdom in this divine timing, one that often eludes our understanding, but that always serves our highest good. Each delay, each moment of waiting, is not a denial but a preparation, a refinement of your desires so that when they arrive, you are fully ready to receive them. This is the beauty of talking to the universe. It is an invitation to surrender, to let go of the need for control, and to step into a space of total trust. When you release attachment to specific outcomes or timelines, you free yourself from the bondage of fear and doubt. You become like a leaf on the river, flowing with the current, moving effortlessly toward your destination. And as you do, you allow the universe to work its magic, to bring you blessings that exceed your wildest dreams. Remember, too, that talking to the universe is a daily practice. It is a way of living, not a one-time request. Every morning, every night, reaffirm your intentions, nurture your dreams with gratitude, and align your heart with the feeling of already being, doing, and having what you desire. Let your words be a daily testament to the faith you hold within, the unshakable belief that you are worthy, that you are capable, and that the universe is always listening. As this practice becomes a natural part of your life, you will find that you need to ask less and less. Your alignment will become so strong, so consistent, that the universe will respond to your very presence, to the silent power of your being. You will become a living testament to the truth that we are creators, that our inner world is the blueprint of our outer world. And in this state, miracles become a natural occurrence, a reflection of the harmony that exists between you and the universe. Ultimately, to speak to the universe correctly is to come into harmony with yourself. It is to dissolve the barriers between you and the divine, to recognize that the universe is not a separate entity, but an extension of your very being. And as you embrace this unity, you will find that your desires flow to you as effortlessly as water flows to the ocean. You will stand in the center of your life as the creator, the architect of your reality, knowing that you hold within you the power to shape your world in alignment with the highest vision of your soul. When you speak to the universe, there's a deep understanding that emerges, a knowing that ultimately you are not just asking for things to change, you are becoming the change. You are embodying a state of being where the outer reality must align with your inner conviction. The universe does not withhold anything from you, it only mirrors what you truly believe, feel, and expect from within. And this transformation, this shift in perspective, is what opens doors that may have previously felt closed. Imagine yourself as a beacon of light. Every thought you hold, every feeling you embrace, every belief you accept radiates outward, calling back to you experiences that resonate with that energy. The universe is your reflection, responding to this light, rearranging circumstances and unfolding events in ways that align with your intentions. And as you attune yourself more deeply to this truth, you begin to see how powerfully your own state of mind influences every aspect of your experience. It is important, then, to cultivate a deep trust in the unseen. Often the changes are subtle at first, small shifts in how you feel, slight adjustments in your perspective, an increasing sense of peace. Yet these are the beginnings of transformation. They are the whispers of the universe affirming that it is responding, that your desires are in the process of coming to fruition. It's as if the entire cosmos is aligning itself in response to your clarity, to your unwavering belief in the outcome. This journey demands that you let go of resistance, of doubt, and of impatience. These are energies that create static in your communication with the universe. When you worry or fear, you send out signals of separation, of lack, and of distrust. But when you choose faith over fear, love over doubt, you step into a frequency that resonates with the abundance, peace, and joy you wish to see in your life. This is the path of least resistance, where manifestation flows not from force, but from a place of pure alignment. At times it may feel as though the path is unclear or progress is slow. But know this: every step, every moment of trust, every affirmation of belief is laying a foundation. The universe is rearranging itself in ways you cannot yet perceive. Just because you do not see immediate results does not mean that nothing is happening. Often the most profound shifts are taking place beneath the surface, within the invisible realms, where energies are aligning and opportunities are preparing to reveal themselves. Your role is not to control the how or the when, but to hold a vision so pure and so powerful that it becomes a living reality within you. As you do this, you become a magnet, drawing to you the people, circumstances, and resources that are in perfect alignment with this vision. It is as if the universe itself is orchestrating a symphony on your behalf, weaving together the elements of your desire in a way that surpasses anything you could have imagined. In these moments of alignment, the separation between you and the universe dissolves. You realize that you are not merely speaking to the universe, you are the universe expressing itself through your desires, your dreams, and your intentions. This is a sacred connection, a union between your individual consciousness and the infinite intelligence that pervades all things. And in this union you find a profound peace, a certainty that transcends any need for validation or approval from the outside world. This inner shift does not happen overnight, but through a continuous, deliberate practice of aligning your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs with your highest desires. It is a process of becoming, of stepping into the version of yourself who already lives the life you envision. Each time you choose to see yourself as the creator rather than the victim of your circumstances, you strengthen this alignment, bringing yourself closer to the fulfillment of your dreams. As you deepen in this practice, you will find that your words hold more power, your thoughts carry greater clarity, and your emotions radiate a higher vibration. This is the essence of speaking to the universe correctly, not from a place of need or lack, but from a place of wholeness, of knowing that everything you seek is already within you. The universe is simply waiting for you to recognize this truth, to step into your role as a conscious creator. And as you do, a remarkable transformation occurs. Life becomes a reflection of your inner state, an expression of your deepest truths and highest aspirations. You no longer feel the need to chase or strive. Instead, you attract and allow, knowing that the universe is always responding to the frequency you emit. This is the power of speaking to the universe from a place of love, gratitude, and unwavering faith. There may be moments when doubt creeps in, when the outer world appears unchanged, and the temptation arises to return to old patterns of fear and limitation. In these moments, remember that you are engaged in a process that transcends the visible. You trust that the universe is working behind the scenes, orchestrating events in ways that are beyond your comprehension. Hold fast to your vision, for it is in these times of testing that your faith is strengthened, that your alignment is solidified. This journey requires you to become the embodiment of your desires, to live each day as if the fulfillment is already here. It is not merely about asking for things to change, but about becoming the change itself. This is the art of true manifestation, where the outer world becomes a mirror of your inner transformation. And as you continue to align, to believe, and to trust, you will witness the miraculous unfold in ways that defy all logic. The more you practice, the more effortless it becomes, until speaking to the universe feels as natural as breathing. You will reach a point where your alignment is so strong, your trust so deep, that you no longer need to ask. The universe will know your desires by the frequency you embody, and it will respond accordingly. This is the ultimate state of flow, where you are in constant communion with the divine, creating a life that reflects the highest expression of your soul. In this state, you realize that there is no separation between you and the universe. You are a part of the same creative force, a unique expression of the divine. And as you continue to speak to the universe with clarity, love, and intention, you will find that every desire, every dream, and every vision is simply the universe seeking to express itself through you. This is the profound beauty of aligning with the universe, knowing that you are both the creator and the creation, a co-creator in the infinite dance of life. And as you embrace this truth, you step into a reality where miracles are not the exception, but the natural expression of your aligned being. This is the power that lies within you, waiting to be realized, to be embraced, to be spoken into existence. This shift within is the place where you find yourself beyond time, beyond limitation. It is where you understand that your present moment holds all possibilities, that each thought, each emotion, each intention is planting the seeds of your future reality. You are no longer bound by the illusions of waiting or wondering. You are liberated by the realization that in truth, every desired outcome already exists within the infinite tapestry of the universe. By becoming aware of this, you free yourself to experience life in a state of gratitude, knowing that what you seek is already making its way to you. The beauty of this journey lies in recognizing that the universe has been waiting for you to align, to release, to allow. Every doubt you shed, every fear you overcome, every belief you transform into faith becomes a stepping stone toward your vision. You start to understand that everything you perceive as external is a mere reflection of your internal state, and as you shift within, the world around you begins to transform. People respond differently, opportunities flow naturally, and life itself appears to dance to the rhythm of your inner harmony. When you let go of the need to control, to force, to strive, you step into a dance with the universe that is both graceful and powerful. You understand that you do not need to manipulate circumstances to make things happen, because life at its core is orchestrated by a force far greater than our human minds can comprehend. This force, which some call the divine, is always responding, always guiding, always aligning you with the most effortless path to your fulfillment. As you deepen in this understanding, you may find yourself amazed at how naturally things begin to unfold. Seemingly random events will align in ways that serve your highest good, bringing into your life precisely what you need, often before you even realize you need it. This is the universe's way of saying, I am here. I am listening. Trust in me. It is a reminder that you are not alone in your journey, that there is a greater intelligence that moves through all things, and that it is attuned to your innermost desires and intentions. The power of this understanding lies in the simplicity of its truth. You are in a constant, unbreakable communion with the universe. And when you speak to it with clarity and conviction, you activate a process that transcends logic, a process that is driven by a higher order of wisdom. This wisdom sees beyond appearances, beyond obstacles, and beyond limitations, arranging events in ways that you could never predict or plan. Your only task is to align with this wisdom, to hold your vision with unwavering faith, and to trust that the universe is orchestrating every detail to bring your desires into form. This alignment requires patience, a deep-rooted patience that knows the value of allowing. Patience is not passive, it is an active trust in the process, a quiet assurance that the universe is working in ways you may not see but will one day understand. It is the strength to remain centered in your vision, even when the outer world has yet to reflect the changes you desire. For in truth, every moment of patience is a declaration of your belief in the power of your vision, and this belief is what compels the universe to respond. There is a profound peace that comes from this level of trust, a peace that transcends the fluctuations of life, the uncertainties, and the seeming delays. When you rest in this peace, you no longer question whether or not your desires will manifest. You know that they are inevitable, as certain as the rising of the sun. This is not because you have forced the universe into submission, but because you have become one with it, harmonized your inner state with its infinite potential. In this state, you become an open vessel through which the universe expresses its boundless creativity, You realize that your desires are not random whims, but sacred impulses guiding you toward the highest expression of your potential. Every dream, every vision, every goal is a calling from the universe itself, beckoning you to step into a greater version of who you are. And as you respond to this calling with openness and trust, you unlock doors within yourself that lead to new realms of possibility. This is where you understand the power of imagination, the tool that allows you to experience the reality of your desires before they appear in the physical world. Imagination is not a mere escape from reality, it is the bridge between the seen and the unseen, the means by which you communicate your desires to the universe. When you visualize, when you feel the emotions of your fulfilled desires, you are creating a vibrational blueprint that the universe responds to. You are in essence preparing the space within you for the manifestation of your vision. In this process there will be moments of silence, of stillness, where it seems as if nothing is happening. Yet it is in these moments that the deepest shifts are taking place. The universe often works in silence, in the spaces between your thoughts, in the pauses between your actions. It is in these quiet moments that the seeds of your desires are taking root, gathering the energy necessary to sprout into reality. Trust these moments, for they are as essential to the manifestation process as the moments of inspired action. There is no need to rush, for the universe knows the perfect timing of all things. It understands when you are ready, when your inner state is aligned, when the conditions are ripe for your desires to unfold. You trust in this timing, even when it differs from your own. Know that every moment is part of a greater plan, a divine orchestration that is working in your favor. This is the essence of speaking to the universe correctly, not by demanding or forcing, but by aligning and trusting. As you continue to walk this path, you will find that the desires you once held so tightly now flow to you with ease. The universe is abundant, generous, and responsive, and it delights in giving to those who understand its language. This language is not one of struggle or striving, but of peace, trust, and alignment. When you speak to the universe in this way, you unlock a flow of blessings that is beyond what you could ever imagine. Life becomes a dance, a joyous unfolding where every step leads you closer to the fulfillment of your highest dreams. And so you no longer need to chase, to force, or to fear. You know that the universe is your partner, your co-creator, and that it is always working to bring you what you desire. This knowing is the foundation of a life lived in harmony, a life where manifestation is not a matter of effort, but of alignment. This is the gift that the universe offers to those who are willing to trust, to believe, and to allow. And as you embrace this gift, you will find that every desire, every dream, every vision is simply the universe expressing itself through you. In the end, remember that you are not separate from the universe, you are an essential part of its vast, intelligent design. Every thought, every intention, every heartbeat is an invitation for the universe to respond in kind. So embrace the power you hold within, and speak to the universe with clarity, trust, and unwavering faith. Let go of any need to control and rest in the assurance that what you seek is already yours in spirit, waiting to unfold in its perfect time. Know that with each step you take, with every moment of faith and alignment, the universe hears you, aligns with you, and works tirelessly to bring forth a reality that reflects your innermost desires. You are here to manifest, to experience, to create, and in this divine dance with the universe, everything you dream of is simply waiting for your invitation.